Hi everyone, I'm Fifi Joe, founder of Butterfly Wellness and currently the Miss Generation Princess of the Year for 2025. So, I wanted to give my top 10 favorites for the Miss Universe 2025 beauty pageant and, of course, give a prediction of my top 5 delegates to win the crown and, of course, the 10 Continental titles. So, I will go straight ahead. Now, every year, the Miss Universe pageant brings together phenomenal women from all over the world, each representing their nations with grace, power, purpose. And today, I just wanted to highlight my top 10 favorites and really putting it out there that this is my personal opinion from covering the beautiful pageant, watching these amazing women showcase their talent and represent their countries in the most amazing ways. So I will start. Hands down, my favorite delegate this year has been Miss Cote d'Ivoire, Olivia Yasse. Olivia for me really radiates strength, elegance, heart. She's got a very strong stage presence, which is why she's the top pick, and I feel like she deserves the crown. She was also, I think, the first runner up for the Miss World Beauty pageant in 2022. So she's already very experienced, and I think she's just brings a lot more to the competition outside beauty, intelligence, and a good heart, which I think most candidates have. Um, my second on the list is Thailand, which is Veena Singh. She is poised, she's charismatic, very grounded. Of course, Thailand is the host country for this year, which I think brought a lot of pressure to her as well. She's one of the most hyped delegates this year, and of course, Thailand is a powerhouse country when it comes to beauty pageants. But I think she's very unique and she brings an extra dimension of confidence and familiarity to the pageant. My third on the list is going to be Gabriella Laserde. She is vivacious through all the rounds that we've been watching, the Moonlight Sky Gala, the swimsuit competition, most recently also the national costume. She's really always graced the stage with so much grace, so much energy, and has always stood out for me. So Gabriella definitely is one to watch. The fourth of my list is Miss India, Manika Vish Warkama. She is a blend of intelligence, warmth, her voice, her vision, the way she struts on the runway, I think really makes her a strong contender. I can really tell that she's put in a lot of work, a lot of practice into representing her country, India, in this competition. Also have to know that India really does well in international beauty pageants, and so she's really bringing her best foot forward, being very fierce yet gentle to really continue that legacy of India bringing home the crown. So this is why I think she's got a really strong chance. Number 5 is going to be Miss Peru, Carla Basigalupo. Miss Peru has always really stood out to me from the beginning of this competition. I think she's very authentic. She's got a strong story behind her, and I think she's just really one of the most compelling delegates to watch overall. She always has a very strong performance, which I think why she's also in a very good position to win the crown. Of course, Peru is a Latin country and also has a very strong history when it comes to pageants, so I think she's bringing in her best when it comes to this competition, and I've absolutely loved watching her throughout the competition, so she definitely makes my list. My next delegate is Miss Philippines, Atisa Manalo. Atisa is representing Philippines, one of the strongest delegates this year. She's very articulate. She's got that cute yet sexy vibe, very deeply connected to her fans back home. She's got experience. She's been participating in pageantry since she was about 5. So that experience is really, really shining through, and really that passion that she's got to represent her country, that really sees pageantry as a sport, a national sport. So I understand there's a lot of pressure, from, her fans back home, but I think she's delivered every single bit and she deserves to be on my list. My next candidate is Venezuela, Stephanie Abasali. She is so polished, so confident. Also, one of the very few seasoned pageant girls. She has a very magnetic presence. When she steps on stage, she's just that sort of delegate that really demands attention. I first noticed Stephanie in the first opening ceremony at the Miss Universe beauty pageant, and I think since then she's really captured my attention. So she's definitely a very strong delegate, and I think one to beat for the crown. My next on the list is going to be Miss Colombia, Vanessa Pellegrin. Oh my gosh, Vanessa is absolutely stunning. She has a really huge fan base, brings a lot of elegance, but yet a really strong, fierce presence as well. Her fashion sense has been absolutely remarkable from start to finish. She's got a very warm, vibrant personality, and I think that's really shown through all through the competition. And she's got a very, very strong chance. Colombia is one of the powerhouses when it comes to beauty pageantry, and I think she's really in a strong position to bring home the crown, which is why she's one of my top 10 favorites. My next on the list is going to be Costa Rica, Myla Roth. She's not just beautiful, but also I think very interested in mental health advocacy. And that's something that deeply resonates with me, as I'm also very interested in mental health in general. And I just think she comes off as a very sincere person, and everything that she does, she really stands out on the stage. She's very powerful in terms of her stage presence as well, and I think she demands attention, just like Stephanie Abali. And one of the things that really makes her stand out for me is just really how she carries herself and how she also connects with other contestants. I've seen lots and lots of pictures of her, really enjoying that Miss Universe competition. I think that's one of the things, and as much as it's a competition, it's also a sisterhood. And I think Maya Roth has been one of the people that's really brought that to light. And just really experiencing a beautiful sisterhood, yet also being one of the strong competitors. My last but not the least is going to be Ecuador, Nadia Mieha, and she brings that poise, she brings that emotional intelligence, and she is an absolute diamond. I think she's just one of the candidates that really, really shines, and it's just not just attractive but also has a compelling personal story. I think Ecuador is not a very big country, but again, a Latin nation that has a very strong presence when it comes to international pageantry, and I think she's done absolutely amazing representing her country from start to finish, and I'm really hoping she makes it to the final. So in addition to this list, I've decided to put in about 5 other contenders that I think really stand a really strong chance of not just getting into the final round, but also ultimately even winning the crown. First on my list is Miss Argentina, Aldana Masset. She's really elegant, quiet, but I think throughout the competition has built a lot of momentum, which I think would really bring her to the top. Next is Fatima Bosch, Miss Mexico. Although embroiled in an initial controversy with one of the directors of Miss Universe pageant, I think she's here to make a statement. I don't think she just needs to come this far just because she's been meshed in controversial news. I think she has a really strong background, is very intelligent, is also very passionate. So I think she's been a great candidate so far, and she could potentially make that list. Miss Chili Enamel brings a lot of charisma, a great fashion sense, and her performance has been really, really strong. She wasn't one of the candidates I was really looking at in the beginning, but I think as the competition progressed, she really upped her game and really caught me by surprise. So she's been on this list only very recently, but I'm very happy to keep her here, and I think she's got a really strong chance. The second to the last, I think, is my girl, Miss Nigeria, Onyechi Basil. I think Onyechi has grown so much since she won the national crown in Nigeria. She is so radiant, has a powerful voice, and I think has developed a really strong stage presence, is very aware of the audience, very aware of the camera. Her fashion sense has been impeccable and I think has been taken very seriously, not just by, the Nigerian audience, but also internationally. I just really want to commend her, and I think that as a Nigerian myself, she has done the country absolutely proud. Because Nigeria is the first runner up, she must have so much pressure on her. Chidima Vanessa is the currently Miss Universe Africa and Oceania. So I think Onyechi has done her absolute best, and I wish her all the best. She's, on my list for a reason. Last but not the least is Eve Giles of France. Elegant, sophisticated, really quiet, really polished, and composed. I wish her very well, and I think she's exceeded my expectations. So, to conclude this video, I would say that for the final title, my predictions are for Miss Universe, The Crown, I would give it to Miss Cote d'Ivoire, Olivia Yasse. I think Olivia has shown incredible strength. She has kept that momentum from the absolute beginning all till the end. I think she's the strongest candidate, and has represented her country, Cote d'Ivoire, so well. So for me personally, she is the absolute queen. I think she's a fierce competitor, someone that speaks multiple languages, and I think she's just intelligent, and not just beautiful. So there's so much beyond the beauty when it comes to Olivia, the charisma and how she carries herself. I think she is an absolute star, and that's why she deserves to be my Miss Universe 2025. For the continental titles, specifically Miss Universe Americas, I would give it to Miss Stephanie Abasali of Miss Venezuela. I just think she's been an absolute gem from beginning. She hasn't been embroiled in any controversy, any negative news, not that I've heard of in the camp. Her fashion sense has been amazing. She's brought her best performance to every single event, has remained sociable with other candidates, is respectful to the rules and regulations of the camp. I think she's got a very strong following and would represent the Miss Universe America's title perfectly. Not to say the other contestants are not strong enough, but I think she's a huge representative. And for a country as Venezuela, I think she would do herself really proud. The next continental title would be Miss Universe Asia. I would give that to Veena Singh of Thailand, not just because Thailand is the country that Miss Universe has been hosted in, but I think Veena has been an absolute goddess in this competition, has not just been poised, so sophisticated, so elegant, and has represented her country so well. So I feel like it is very befitting that she gets to go home with this prize. She has fought to the last, and I think she deserves every single bit of it. My next on the list is Miss Universe Europe. I give it to Eve Giles of France. There's just something so amazing about Eve Giles. She's got a memorable persona. She's just one of those women when you see you remember her. And I think Miss Universe as a brand really needs to, give it to her because she is a great representative of the European continent. And I see her wearing the crown for Miss Universe Europe. Last but not the least is Miss Universe Africa and Oceania. And not to say I am biased, but I would absolutely give it to Miss Onyechi Basil. Not because I am Nigerian, but I think Onyechi is just one of those girls that has her own story and has just really grown in a short space of time. She's been able to articulate herself. She knows what she wants and she knows how she wants to get it. She's not one to be easily distracted or be put under pressure. I think she is a huge pull factor, a quiet strength she's got in her. She's very composed and I'd say very mature as well, being on a very huge international stage. For this title, I would give it to Miss Onyinyechi. What do you think? Tell me who you think is going to be the winner of a Miss Universe 2025. And I'll leave by saying this. I mean, each of these women brings something extraordinary. I mean, everyone is unique. Crown may go to one queen, but I think every single woman that has decided to represent their country has been chosen are all stars in their own right. We all have to remember here that the country is being represented in this competition. It's totals about more than 130. And to say that really scaling down 130 countries plus into what 15 women that could potentially win the crown. I just felt like every single woman that I added on this list has everything it possibly takes to be Miss Universe. And with pageantry, the thing is, the crown can go to absolutely anyone for whatsoever reason. So for me, it's just a case of may the best woman win. May the best woman win. I remain Fifi Job. I am a pageant girl, currently the Princess of the Year for the Miss Generation 2025 beauty pageant. I'm very passionate about wellness, beauty, health. Stay connected with me if you'd like to know more about pageantry, and we'll be giving my commentary on more international pageants. Bye.